Before we meet tonight's starters, we'd like to make a brief presentation acknowledging a milestone for head coach Lynn Milligan, who notched their 200th career victory in the overtime win over Lehigh on December 30th. On the court, Lynn with a flash of recognition of that accomplishment is Director of Athletics Don Harlow. Congratulations, Coach Milligan, on your 200th career victory. Now let's meet the starters for tonight's game.
Back at the zoo for the first time in 3 weeks, the Rider Broncs continue MAC play in search of their first league win of the season, hosting the Iona Gales tonight on ESPN+. Hello, everyone, and welcome courtside alongside former Penn State Lady Lion Martin Walseth. I'm John Moses. Well, the Broncs finished off 2023 with a solid overtime win at Lehigh, and opportunity to build on that tonight and get 2024 started off on the right foot.
Talk about an emotional game. Coach Milligan's 200th victory. It is about building off momentum. You don't want to start conference play in a hole of 0 wins with 3 losses, so this is almost a must-win for Rider.
Well, the Broncs got the most complete performance of the season from 6th-year forward Taylor Langen in that win. She was named the MAC's Player of the Week.
She really willed her team to victory, I think, there, John. She showed her versatility, hitting a 3 right off the bat, finishing at the rim. I was really impressed with her mid-range game, the Sigma, the attack, the basket. She really showed tremendous versatility and was relentless on the boards.
And for Iona forward, Sierra D'Angelo has become one of the MAC's most impactful additions following first-year head coach Angelika Shumiwa from FDU as a grad transfer.
Coach Shumiwa loves her. She's so happy that she has her for yet another year. She brings tremendous leadership. She's a great leader, a great teammate, and really a tough matchup. Great on the block, has the range, can hit from 3. But if things get tough, there's adversity. Her leadership of holding composure and poise will be key today.
Today's broadcast is presented by Capital Health, Minds Advancing Medicine, and by Fulton Bank. Smarter banking starts here. Well, it's time for basketball tonight from the Zoo, and a quick moment here prior to the game today. Marin, Rider University, honoring head coach Lynn Milligan for her 200th career win picked up at Lehigh.
That's a lot of players, coaches, memories that go into that. Truly a team effort.
Bronx control the game's opening tip, looking for their first league win. Losses to Manhattan and Quinnipiac on their home floor already. Iona's played one league game against Niagara. This is Taylor Langen. The fall away is short and cleared by Sierra D'Angelo.
Navigating screens, communicating, those were things that Coach Ange talked to us about, John. On the defensive end are going to be important.
And how about that finish from D'Angelo? Much more willing to bang inside now later in her collegiate career after being more of a three-point shooter when she first got to college.
A lot of players have that deflection here. Will stay with the Rider Bronx, but a lot of players go through that evolution of embracing the physicality once they find the college weight room where they feel they're a little bit more protected and that battling in the paint is a little more comfortable.
This is Sanaa Redmond. That's no good. Rebounded by Judith Gomez, who was the lone returner in this starting lineup for the defending MAC champions. Oatka, Missouri, the miss. It's Fajardo and D'Angelo, the two graduate transfers following head coach Angelica Shumiwa from FDU. As Deviney misses, and it's the same starting five that Ryder seems to find some confidence in, Marin.
Continuity is a big thing in sports, and having the reps not only in practice but in game time, breeds confidence.
That's Oatka, Missouri, leaving it short, and Firebaugh comes away with the rebound. Bronx have a player advantage, but Firebaugh and Schiffer not on the same page.
When you play with intensity and you play with that aggressiveness, those types of plays don't happen. Both players, Schiffer and Michaela Firebaugh there, looked indecisive.
D'Angelo, that's for two. Deviney ends up with the floorboard, and she's doubled in the backcourt. Redmond and Langen, this pick and roll combination had a lot of success at Lehigh, but Sanaa Redmond turns it over. That's not something she does very often.
That's an unforced turnover. Technically, yes, she was defended. However, I don't believe that pressure really forced her out of bounds. And those are the ones that really shoot you in the foot. Are frustrating for coaches and certainly for players.
Gomez for three, no. Offensive rebound that allegedly hit the shot clock, hit the rim. Fajardo lets fly and missed it all. Schiffer saves it. D'Angelo inside, lays it in. Timeout Ryder, as Lynn Milligan needs to talk about rebounding early in this game.
Rebounding, decision-making, communications, they just don't seem to be all on the same page here, the Rider Bronx.
Timeout on the floor with 7:14 to go in the first quarter. It's 4-0 Iona.
At Fulton Bank, we're personally invested in every community we serve. So sometimes we're big in small ways, like finding a way to get Crystal and Dan a mortgage before the baby arrived. Other times we're small in big ways, like local decision-making and financial coaching that helped Fernando open his own shop. Fulton Bank, a community bank that's big and small in all the right ways.
People ask us, why do you do this? Risk your life for strangers. Because they're not strangers. They're neighbors. You, me, us. And this is what neighbors do. When times are good, and when they're not. You stand up. You lend a hand. One person, one neighbor at a time. This time, the next time, and every time.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills.
We are more than athletes.
We strive to create an environment where student athletes feel comfortable speaking about their mental health struggles.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for teens and young adults ages 10 to 34.
25.5% of adults ages 18 to 24 are having seriously considered suicide this month.
Let's eliminate the stigma where asking for help is a sign of weakness.
Let's talk about it now so we don't regret it later.
You are not alone. Call 988 if you are experiencing a mental health.
Well, Rider head coach Lynn Milligan in her 17th year leading her alma mater. As mentioned, picked up her 200th career victory at Lehigh. Nice way to finish off 2023.
We've talked about it, and we're going to continue talking about it because the milestone and the lives touched and the young people that she mentored along, not only those 200 wins, but there were a few losses as well, and that's the role that coaches play in young people's lives these days.
The first year for Angelica Shumiwa at Iona. Spent some time in Mercer County growing up. Began her collegiate career at Mercer County Community College as a member of their Athletic Hall of Fame. It's a 3-ball for Firebaugh, and she got it.
Real nice. Real nice. Michaela Firebaugh's feet were set. Her hands were up. There was patience breaking that press. Great offense.
Oatka, Missouri, defended by Schiffer. Jumper is good for Natalia Oatka, Missouri, who hails from the Republic of Germany.
That was a pretty tough shot. Well defended, hand in the face. Sometimes offense is just better.
That's the Republic of Georgia for Oatka, Missouri, taking on a German player in Jessica Schiffer. And the Bronx give it up, already their 4th turnover.
Replace number 55, Jessica Schiffer.
Molly Lynch checking in for the Bronx to replace Schiffer. Fajardo crossing on Redmond. Gomez the last one to touch it.
John, it's not. There's correlation between the 3 that Firebaugh made and the activity that she displayed here on the defensive end. You could just see the energy and the excitement that she wanted to tell the refs it was the Rider Bronx basketball.
Lang in the post up inside, and she is headed to the line. Foul by Gomez.
Nice post up, good post entry feed. As soon as Taylor Langdon got the basketball, eyes went to the rim. The contact did not affect her ability to get off a quality shot.
Langen 7 of 10 from the free throw line in Riders' win at Lehigh, where she went for 31 and 16. 1 out of 2 on this trip. It's a 2-point game. Fajardo. Borilova. This is Gomez on the drive. No. And Langen secures the board. Had 16 of them against Lehigh. One of the great rebounding performances that Rider has had going back to the days of Manisha McKenzie. Of course, now is on staff for Lynn Milligan. 3-ball no good from Firebaugh, but another opportunity Davini's left alone. That's off the mark and cleared by Utica, Missouri.
Another positive offensive possession for Ryder. Offensive rebound. Davini had her eyes up the entire time, got a quality shot.
D'Angelo settles the possession. And a bit of a nickel dimer called on Davini.
Ryder fouled with 44, Kaylin Davini. That's her first personal, team's first of the quarter.
It's so tempting as a post player to want to go out and see another post not really handle the basketball well, but you cannot put your hands on them when they face up.
Noah Givone is on for the first time for Iona. That's Utica, Missouri. No. And Sanaa Redmond chases down the rebound. On the run for the Bronx. Redmond missed. Givone to the goal. No. Langen, Redmond, Firebaugh. Langen, the step back is good.
She loves that mid-range. She certainly has the three-point range, can battle, has the physicality and the confidence to battle in the paint, on the block, but she's so good right at that 15, 18-foot range.
Fajardo settling with 7 on the timer. Ella Fajardo for 3. That's good.
Sanaa Redmond went underneath that high ball screen. And Natalia Oka-Missouri made the right read.
Fajardo 31% from three-point range, her 12th make of the season. Langen the target. She draws 2 and missed. She's got her own and then had it blocked from behind. Langen fighting the good fight plus a foul.
What's your word of choice here, John? Relentless, persistent, high energy, knows for the basketball? I mean, the list can go on when you're talking about Taylor Langdon. Here we go.
Number 10, number 11, Iona.
Finally.
Sure, that's what she was thinking too.
She wasn't thinking relentless. She was thinking finally.
Well, having been in a position like that before, when you're in amongst the trees and you miss a close one, you miss another. Fine, when it goes down,
finally.
It's that deep breath, that sigh. Mariana Cause comes up with the takeaway for the Bronx and draws a whistle in transition. It's on Oborolova.
I really like how mobile Cause is. She's a different post player, a different style of defense. I mean, certainly we talk about offenses are look differently, but she's a different style of a defender as well. Was able to release contact and get that steal.
It gives the Bronx an element of quickness in their front court. Firebaugh can't get the roll with the left hand.
Tough miss as she did everything right.
Ella Fajardo has that one spill off. Fajardo comes up with the miss. Gomez for 3. Cleared by Taylor Langen. 6 points and 6 rebounds in the first quarter for Taylor Langen. Aaliyah McIver running the point guard right now for the Bronx as Langen finishes inside.
Impressive already, John. You gave her stats. This young lady is working her tail off. You can just see that she's playing with the I'm a senior. This is my last opportunity. I'm going to make the most of it.
This is year 6 of college basketball for Taylor Langen as Oborolova misses from beyond. His collegiate career that began at Colgate Played 2 seasons and 4 years because of injury. Fireball nails a triple.
3-point goal, Michaela Fireball. Fireball for 30.
Nice offensive pace there, right? They got up the floor quickly, drove baseline, really scored before the defense was able to be set.
It's been a bit of an up and down senior campaign for Michaela Fireball. A dangerous shooter, 2 threes in the opening quarter. D'Angelo took an extra step and had it denied out of bounds. I suppose it appeared it got nicked out of bounds, but it's going to stay with Iona here. 6 on the shot clock.
But if we were looking at the players on the Rider bench or the coaching staff, who are much closer than you and I.
Yeah, they got a better angle. Oh, it's an inbound off of Davini by Givone. And then Fajardo picks McIver's pocket and is denied at the rim.
This has not been a clean basketball game for Rider, but they have played extremely hard.
Fajardo for 3. McIver comes up with the board. Cause running the floor. Score it, plus a foul.
That's the element of quickness that you're talking about from a post player. We're going to see the leak out, the advance pass, off the wrong foot, maybe a little forearm.
To line for the box of 11, Mariona Cause shooting.
Well, Mariana Cause, one of 8 new players in the program for the Bronx this year. Originally from Montadera, Spain. Junior college transfer from Casper College in Wyoming. Critical 3-point play in the final minute of the first quarter. Zoe Ward in search of D'Angelo. Givone at the end of the clock. She's got to go and threw it away. Aaliyah McIver on the run. Settles it down, seeing that this can be the final possession of the first quarter for the Bronx.
Great decision here by Rider to take this last shot of the quarter.
McIver back to get it. Schiffer for 3. Cleared by Ward to finish the first quarter.
At the end of the first quarter, Rider University 17, Iona
Well,
11.
a timeout taken by Lynn Milligan at the 7-minute mark in the first quarter. And the Bronx explode out of that 6-point lead after 10 minutes tonight in Lawrenceville.
Resources and products you can get from the Big Bank. They're big and small in all the right ways. Visit boltonbank.com to learn more about how they can help you achieve your financial goals. Member FDIC. Nothing beats the power and excitement of live events like TicketSmarter. If you are looking to experience and enjoy the power and excitement of all the best sports, concerts, and theater events, visit TicketSmarter.com and download the app today. Don't miss out. Smart fans start at TicketSmarter. Athletics and Adidas are here to greet.
Getting set for quarter number 2 tonight in Lawrenceville. Ryder and Iona. This is a series that goes back several years now, and it's a recent season series that's been dominated by Iona.
Iona has played well and gained so much confidence and momentum as a program under former head coach Billy Chambers. Changing of the guard here, and really that first quarter for Ryder is building off the momentum of that Lehigh win, and different than we have seen in other games this season.
I mean, it's quite impressive to reflect on the year that Iona had a year ago. Went 18-2 in the league. Won the MAC tournament. Billy Chambers was named the MAC Coach of the Year. Juana Camillion was named the Player of the Year and the Defensive Player of the Year. And that's to say nothing about Ketsia Theus and Kate Major, a couple of all-MAC selections. As Zoe Ward has the first points in the second quarter. It's pretty interesting to sort of dust off the chart from last year and see, we're pretty much starting from zero.
There's a lot of youth. Yes, they have 7 returners, that being Iona. But as you mentioned, not a lot of them got a ton of quality minutes. Nice outside 3 for Taylor Langdon, again showing her versatility and basically picking up where she left off at the end of 2023.
Oatka, Missouri, the pull-up is good. It's a nice answer for Iona. Fireball is left all alone, and it's cleared by D'Angelo. Boy, the reaction behind Fireball shooting that 3 from the Gales staff.
Nervous.
A little bit of nerves.
She's that wide open because of the combination screen, forcing these younger, some less experienced Gale defenders to really communicate back-to-back possessions when sometimes you can see the first screen, but can you communicate the second screen?
We were talking to Iona head coach Angelika Shumiwa earlier today, and she was saying that that's part of where she and her staff are focused these days. Or if the initial look is not there offensively, can we stay patient enough to get through to the rest of the possession or the set that we're trying to run? It's about defending multiple actions defensively. She's looking for some consistency from some of the young players in the program.
She said consistency multiple times, and she was meaning on the offensive end and the defensive end.
Molly Lynch misses from 3 as D'Angelo clears her 3rd rebound. Maya Zaccanini, Waterbury, Connecticut native, running the show right now for Iona. And she gets the roll following a nice step back, Jay. Fireball for 3. She's got this one, her second already.
Again, the Iona defender chose the wrong decision, went underneath the screen. The Iona staff is pulling their hair out saying, we know that's on the scouting report. Over all screens, but credit Michaela Fireball in the decision-making.
Making a 3rd three-pointer for Fireball in the first half. D'Angelo kicks out. Gomez for 3. Heavy off the back of the rim. This is Sanaa Redmond. And she is fouled.
Iona foul number 30, Zoe.
Great decision by Redmond. Great decision. She's pushing in transition. You could see she wanted to get the basketball to Michaela Fireball. Couldn't do it. Came to a nice stop, let her teammates flow in around her. She was ready to make a pass, drew a foul instead.
Allie Carmen, sophomore from Barnegat, New Jersey, transferred in from Boston College into the game for Iona to match some of the size of Kaylin DeVinny. And DeVinny turns it over.
Iona has scored the last 2 possessions on what I would consider out of system or broken plays, one-on-one situations. So, again, this is the composure. This is the poise. When adversity hits, can they still get the shot that they want?
Zaccanini heavy on the 3. And a foul on the rebound. This is going to go on Fireball. Her first personal. And just the second against the Bronx in the first half. Carmen, no. Ward wants a shot at it against Langen and is denied.
Add a block to her stat line.
Langen, the kick out. Schiffer for three. And Carmen clears it for Iona. Zaccanini, everything but the finish.
Already the 8th rebound for Taylor Langdon. Yes, there comes a point when everybody says, okay, she's going to get it. I'm not going to fight with my own teammate for a rebound. But at the same time, the willingness to work and fight and just have the heart.
Face up and fire, give her 13 first half points to go with 8 rebounds. And, frankly, Maren, watching her play this year, at times she's the only one on the court that wants the ball off the rim. Carmen gets the roll. Tough finish against Divini.
That's a battle that we're going to see for a few years here in MAC play. Two legitimate low post threats with solid post moves.
Fireball, that's a 2. Zaccanini skies for the rebound. Gomez with a bit of a long handle. Carmen gives it another shot and missed.
I like the post move. I like the finish with the left hand.
And Fireball leaking out, lays it in. Timeout, Iona.
The run. Coach Ange has seen enough. Timeout to gather her thoughts, gather her team. Down 9.
Largest lead in the game for the Bronx with 4:43 to go in the first half.
When you don't lock your car, you've left an open invitation. Turn your car off. Take the key or fob. Lock the door. Your stolen car may be used to commit other crimes. So lock it or lose it. Brought to you by the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor.
People ask us, why do you do this? Risk your life for strangers. Because they're not strangers. They're neighbors. You, me, us. And this is what neighbors do. When times are good and when they're not. You stand up. You lend a hand. One person, one neighbor at a time. This time, the next time, and every time.
We are more than athletes.
We strive to create an environment where student athletes feel comfortable speaking about their mental health struggles.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for teens and young adults ages 10 to 34.
25.5% of adults ages 18 to 24 are having seriously considered suicide this month.
Let's eliminate the stigma where asking for help is a sign of weakness.
Let's talk about it now so we don't regret it later. You are not alone. Call 988 if you are experiencing a mental health crisis.
At Fulton Bank, we're personally invested in every community we serve. Like finding a way to get Crystal and Dan a mortgage before the baby arrived. Fulton Bank, a community bank that's big and small in all the right ways.
People always say, just be yourself. But who is that anyway? Were you yourself when you were born? Or do you grow into it? There's only one way to find out. Try everything. Make mistakes. Come back stronger. Free to become exactly the person you were meant to be. Rider University. Free to to Rome.
Well, it's time now for our trivia question of the game. Iona's men's and women's basketball teams swept the MAC championships a year ago. When was the last time teams from the same school won the MAC basketball championship in the same year? Stick with us. We'll have the answer in the second half. But what a fun run it was for the Iona women a year ago. For Billy Chambers, who is now the head coach at Xavier. I mean, that was such a fun team to watch, partner, between Juana Camillion and Ketsia Theus, and then Kate Major shows up as a grad transfer and literally never missed a three.
There's a lot of veterans there, and so did the coaching staff do a lot of work? Absolutely, but it's also fun when your seniors and your grad seniors and your transfers can really just carry the load.
Iona losing to Duke in the NCAA tournament. Zaboralova misses from beyond out of the media timeout. Rebound is last touched by the Gales.
Now we're going to see a little full court pressure for Iona. Certainly talked about in that timeout and looking to change the pace of the game. Ryder's been able to find a rhythm.
I just think Ryder's a little bit of a tough team to run full court pressure against because Taylor Langen is so good with the ball in her hands.
Well, Taylor Langen can break a press, and then we've seen her make a living in the last two games on the block. So to your point, a tough cover.
Langen had the switch she wanted, but Firebaugh couldn't get it to her. Tie up on the floor as Firebaugh and Oboralova both end up with a hand on it. Possession arrow will keep it at this end of the floor.
Referees had a little conference.
Quick trigger to Langen and left it short.
I love Taylor Langen, how she talks to herself, running back down the floor. I have no idea what she says, but it looks like she's consoling herself, saying, my bad, what can she do next time? I mean, you can see that she's a competitor. She wants to make a change.
Ryder foul number one,
Aaliyah McIver picks up the foul, defending Zaccanini. One of the best parts about doing a game in person, Martin, is that you get to watch players as they go back and forth up and down the floor and see some of those little things.
You see more of their personalities.
Carmen begging for it inside. Nice skip pass. This is Gomez. 5 to shoot. Carmen has it and is fouled as McIver picks up a second personal, taking out the legs of Carmen.
That's her second personal, third of the quarter.
Nice pass there by Judith Gomez, taking advantage of a quick closeout by Ryder.
This one good for Allie Carmen, Red Bank Catholic, coming out of a terrific Shore Conference. Double digits in points and minutes against Wagner, but has mostly been in the rotational role to start the year. Bronx quickly get it inside. Deviney reversing against Carmen and couldn't get the roll.
I like that set piece, that after foul shot play. Some coaches run those, some don't. I'm a fan of them.
Zaccanini got all the way there but missed. And by the way, Taylor Langen's got a first half double-double, 13 and 10.
Just a casual. Oh, by the way.
Sanaa Redmond gets all the way home but couldn't finish.
That's at least 2 guard attack layups that Ryder has missed. I'd like them to stay aggressive and put pressure on the rim.
Carmen, the ball fake, and left it short. 11th board of the half for Taylor Langen, who pushes pace for the Bronx and lost it. Oatka, Missouri. Zaccanini's left alone and chased off the line. Fight for the rebound is last touched by Iona. Well, good minutes for Allie Carmen. Here come a couple starters back for Iona. In fact, it's a good run for both Zaccanini and Carmen. Placed by Fajardo and D'Angelo.
Fajardo, D'Angelo, two players that have come with Coach Ange and the staff from FDU. She relies heavily on them to keep things calm, to show positive body language. The last few possessions here for Iona have been a little chaotic, a little hectic. No surprise who the substitutions were.
Langen had another switch inside. 11 on the timer for the Bronx.
Pause. Replacing number 44, Kaylin Navidi.
Mariana Cause is back in again. I think for her athleticism, her versatility, her quickness, she's able to handle the basketball a little bit.
3 to shoot. Fireball's got to put it up and missed it all.
Nice defensive possession there for Iona.
Fajardo. D'Angelo for 3. Left it short. Fajardo's got an offensive rebound and left it short. Fireball in search of Langen as D'Angelo kicks it into the backcourt.
I really like that wing ball screen, John. Coming to the full side, meaning the roll is going to be on the open side. Inability for there to be help on the roll. A better pass, and Taylor Langdon was asking for it in the air there from Michaela Fireball. That's virtually unstoppable because there's no help side on the open side of the floor.
Redmond missed it. Hunting her offense a little bit more tonight. So now Redmond is 0 for 4 from the field, but does have 2 assists and 2 rebounds. Oborolova lobs inside, and D'Angelo finishes. Long stretch of play without a bucket, and Iona's within 4 as we approach the final minute of the first half. Fireball for 3, halfway down and out.
Big possession here for Iona.
Two-pointer for Gomez is good.
2-point goal, number 6, Judith Gomez.
Well, good run for Iona here down the stretch of the first half. Bronx led by as many as 8. In fact, did so with 3:27 to go in this first half. And a 3-second violation against the Bronx.
I was screened out there by somebody. I'm assuming it was Michaela Fireball waiting for the play and unaware of exactly where she was.
Chance to tie or take the lead for Iona. D'Angelo backing in on Taylor Langen, and there's the foul. It is the 4th against the Bronx.
Rider foul number 23, Taylor Langen. That's her first personal, team's 4th of the quarter.
Not the worst foul, only the 4th of the quarter in terms of putting Iona on the foul line.
It's into Oborolova, who missed. Boy, she had a clean look on a well-executed play.
It looked like she was rushed. It looked like she rushed herself, excuse me. Plenty of time. Still 1.8. Plenty of time to catch, come down, power through.
Fajardo off the back of the rim.
Broward University 27, Iona University 25.
Boy, what a way to finish off this first half as Iona rips off 6 straight points to make it a 2-point game. Be sure to stick with us here at the break in Lawrenceville. Stats, highlights, and much more are coming up.
all these proposals of change?
So the process is pretty in depth. The NCAA does a really nice job with this. So what they do is we put together a survey. We ask questions first from the membership. So all the coaches get to submit, all administrators get to submit potential rule changes that they'd like to see. The wording is important, but it's not critical because we can take it and interpret it the way we want. Then we build a survey based on that stuff and send it back to them, and then they kind of, take the survey, get us the feedback. Then we sit down and have a 3-day meeting out in Indianapolis.
In your opinion, what are the most significant changes in terms of affecting a wrestling match?
Obviously, the 3-point takedown. It's been 2 points forever. But I think, and this is the committee's opinion, wrestling had become a take you down and hold you down sport. So it was getting mundane. If you do a different type of scoring, so you get a wrestling match and let's say, it's 27-9 at the end of a dual meet. And I scored 13 points, you scored 2 in our match, but I only get 4 points for a dual meet. Why not give me 13 points, not give you 2 so you can contribute to your team instead of getting 0? So we need more points on the board. It makes it exciting for this day and age. Everybody wants to see high scoring points. Now, we don't want to see sloppy matches and things like that, but it's important that the scores are different and the action's more, because it was boring, and I love the sport, but I was like, oh my God, he's stalling. Why aren't we calling stalling? And that's going to be another difference. It never in college wrestling did the top guy get called for stalling. It's going to change if they're on an ankle. If they grab an ankle, that's going to be a 5-count stall call. So if you hold it for 5 seconds, it's an automatic stall. Outside the 3-point takedown, the sequence review is another big one. When we were challenging a position, we would challenge if there was a takedown. It was too early, it was out of bounds, whatever the call. So now the referees can look at that specific incident that we want to challenge, but they'll go until the wrestling is stopped. So you take me down and I get a reversal, but then they say the takedown never happened. Well, instead of it being 2-2, it's now going to be 2-0 me, and my reversal becomes a takedown.
For the average wrestling fan, shows up and watches these matches, what do you think the impact will be in terms of enjoying the match?
I think they're going to see more action. Tech falls and pins were down last year. So now you'll get more tech falls because 3, 6, 9, 12, you're there. You're really close. You get 4 takedowns. It's maybe 1 less takedown a match. It's so there's a potential to get on the mat, do your thing, and get off the mat a little bit quicker and show some excitement.
Because of the rule changes, they go into effect this season, right?
They do.
Okay. Does what goes on in here change in terms of your approach of coaching these kids?
The emphasis gets put a little bit more on neutral position with takedowns. So yeah, we changed that, but every team in the country does more neutral than any other position. But you do have to tweak how you do top, because kids are stuck in their ways. So they're riding a boot, grabbing an ankle. That's stalling. That's a 5-second count right away. So there's different things we have to figure out how to use our position and our strength and our leverage to break them down, ride them without getting called for stalling.
All right, this story is not about your preseason predictions or what have you.
Okay.
But just one comment about, given all the new rules, knowing what these kids can do well, knowing what you might be able to implement that'll help them. Just your thoughts about going into the season about your team.
I like my team. I think we have a very good team. Last year our identity was Ethan Laird. And that's a good thing. Like, Ethan was special, right? Homegrown, did all the right things, great leader, great role model, everything. Great representative for the institution and the program. Now we're waiting for the next kid, and there's healthy competition amongst all weights to be that next guy. And I think that's important. We have that this year. Last year, everybody just defaulted to Ethan, and they all still trained hard and worked hard, but it was like, at the Penn State match, to use an example, they were all rooting for him and cheering for him, and they were doing it somewhat for the rest of the guys, but not as much as Ethan. This year, we have a very good team, and we have kids that have had a lot of success in their careers, in their lives, but none of them have done it at the level that they wanted to do it yet. So they're hungry, they're pushing each other, they're holding each other accountable, and I think our identity is starting to form as a larger group, and I think that's really important.
Well, Ryder led by as many as 8 in the first half. It is 2 here at halftime. And, Maren, as we look back at this first half, certainly in an interesting way that it played out.
Basketball's often a game of runs, and here we're seeing the threes by Michaela Fireball. Nice for her, gain some confidence. Certainly the team follows her lead, being the senior, being a very veteran player here for Ryder. But then it turned into the double-double show for Taylor Langdon. Relentless on the glass. That was the finally shot, John.
13 points and 11 rebounds for Langdon in the first half. 11 points and 2 steals for Michaela Fireball. On the other side, sort of an equal opportunity attack for Iona in the first half, led by Sierra D'Angelo, who's got 6.
And that doesn't surprise me. Looking for experience, looking to gain some confidence and some momentum for Iona. They're certainly going to share the basketball.
Halftime stats presented by Capital Health. And, the number that jumps out to me, partner, is that 3-point percentage for Iona. They're one of 12 from behind. They've
really struggled from behind the line. And so what adjustment do they make? Do they continue to ride that knowing that they have capable shooters? Or do they make a change? I'd also point out here the turnovers. Ryder only had 15 turnovers in their last win at Lehigh. 9, maybe a little bit too high, but certainly a number that they can still control.
Well, for Iona, it's a team that shoots 36% from 3. We'll see if they have more in the tank in the second half, which is coming up next. It's a 2-point game in Lawrenceville. Well, the Ryder Broncs have a 2-point lead as we get set for the second half alongside former Penn State Lady Lion Maren Walseth. John Moses, thanks for making us part of your Thursday night. And, this is the schedule going forward now. Thursday, Saturday in the MAC. And, it's always fun to get into sort of the rhythm of conference play, which the Broncs will embrace. This coming weekend, they'll travel to Marist.
You're absolutely right, John. for us, certainly, but more importantly for the players. They know what to expect. They know when their off day is. They know how they travel. They know what classes they're going to miss. They can prepare. Although non-conference games are always fun, you get challenged in different ways, maybe to go to cooler, different places. There is an element of comfort when it comes to conference play.
For Iona, looking for an 8th straight win in the series between these two programs, and the first MAC win under Coach Angelica Shumiwa. Bronx 0-2 to start league play. Losses to Manhattan and Quinnipiac. That was a real barn burner of a game that we had here just before the Christmas holiday. Starting 5 on the floor for both teams. Ella Fajardo's got 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a blocked shot in search of D'Angelo. That one knocked out of bounds by Fireball with 6 on the timer.
Great help the helper, meaning Divini went over for the straight line drive, but Michaela Fireball was able to cover up the potential diagonal pass.
Oborilova catch and shoot. Offensive rebound into the hands of Gomez. Fajardo missed it from beyond, and Fireball goes to the glass. Langen, what a catch inside, and finishes against the smaller Gomez.
That was great execution. You saw the play develop from the ball screen. Taylor Langdon did a great job of keeping the defender on her back.
Make that 8 assists on 11 made field goals for the Bronx. Gomez had it tipped out of bounds by Sanaa Redmond.
Another great help the helper play. Defense was talked about at halftime. You're seeing the rotations, the quickness to get there, the active hands.
Oborilova rattles home a triple. Petra Oborilova, sophomore, played just 8 minutes a game a year ago, sort of caught in the rotation behind Ketsia Theus. Didn't have a whole lot of opportunity, but boy, Iona's found a good one. The sophomore shooting nearly 50% from three-point range for the year.
Give her credit. A lot of players don't sit those things through. They want to move. They want instant gratification. They want to play now. They don't see where they fit in, especially with the coaching change. Oborilova, very different, committed to Iona and the process that they will provide for her.
Langen, at the end of the clock, is bumped out of bounds by Oborilova, who we should note is top 4 in the league at field goal percentage and three-point percentage. And, we're talking to Coach Ange prior to the game today, and she was talking about how as soon as they walked in the gym for spring and summer practices, they could see that the confidence that her teammates had in her as a three-point shooter. While Taylor Langen playing some bully ball inside, she's got 17.
Turning down the right-handed layup, looking for the left.
D'Angelo has a mouse in the house. You can count it, plus a foul.
I really like the post move, the composure she showed. Sometimes it's hard playing against a smaller defender.
Why?
They hit you differently. Their forearm on your back isn't at the shoulders. It's like in your mid-back. They're able to move you. Their center of gravity is a little bit different. I'm not saying it's always easier or harder, but it's just different. And so having the composure and the poise that D'Angelo had, Michaela Fireball stepped in on that foul shot, allowing D'Angelo another foul shot opportunity. But playing against a smaller post defender is just different.
Well, D'Angelo takes advantage of the free throw violation. We are even at 31. The target inside is Taylor Langen, attracting a crowd and can't finish. Otka, Missouri's not shy, and she's got 3.
And that puts Iona back in front. How does Ryder respond here?
Nine to shoot in the hands of Michaela Firebaugh. No good. Fajardo directing traffic for Iona. First lead for them since it was 4-2. That's Oborolova, but wave it off. Offensive foul called on Fajardo.
That's her second personal, team second of the quarter.
Fajardo did one of those dribble handoffs that takes up a lot of space, really forcing the referees to inject themselves into the game, because sometimes that is not called.
Good ball movement by the Bronx. So now Redmond, no. Who else but Taylor Langen on the glass? Looking for a whistle, none coming. Otka, Missouri, halfway down and out. Redmond, the pull-up, yes. Her first field goal tonight.
That, again, great decision. When she's been in transition with the basketball, she's done a fantastic job of reading the defender and choosing the best option. That time, it was herself for the 15-foot pull-up.
Otka, Missouri, no. Well, every Iona Gale that's stepped onto the floor tonight has scored, and another turnover by the Bronx. That one last touched by Firebaugh.
Lynn Milligan looks perplexed.
Gomez got it. Boy, a heady play from the junior Judith Gomez.
Nice floater. She saw the help defender in Taylor Langdon and didn't even get close to her.
Mariana Cause inside against Oborolova and will shoot.
Iona foul number 5, Petra Oborolova. That's her third personal.
A couple of free throws coming for the Bronx, as Iona has taken a 3-point lead with 4:41 to go in quarter number 3. Well, MAC play is back, as we were talking about Thursday, Saturday going forward here, and this is the standalone game in the MAC tonight. Plenty of action around the league today. How about Megan Anderson at Fairfield, now 3-0 in league play. Anderson goes off for 30 in a win against Niagara.
Fairfield could quite possibly be the early season champion of the MAC, if I can give that out. But Megan Anderson's a big part of that. She's a freshman. I expect her to continue to improve and expand her game and her role, if that's even possible.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that Fairfield's playing the best basketball right now of the 11 teams in the league. We're going to cause at the line for Ryder. First one no good for the junior college transfer from Spain. Cause a 61% foul shooter. One out of two as the Bronx showcase a little bit of full court pressure.
Ryder's full court pressure does look to turn you over. They are looking for steals.
Cause comes away with it.
They got exactly what they wanted before turning it over themselves.
Emma Donnelly is in for the first time for Iona, number 22 in the yellow and maroon. Maya Zaccanini running the show, denied at the rim by Cause.
Nice defensive awareness by Cause.
Donnelly got it. A little bit of foul trouble for Iona right now. Petra Borilova's got 3 personals. This is Fireball for 3 and got it. Her 4th tonight. Give her 14 points.
Michaela Fireball. Fireball for 3.
Gomez. A foul inside. This is going to go on Taylor Langen, her 2nd personal.
Ryder found with 23, Taylor Langen. That's her 2nd personal. Team 2nd of the quarter.
Ryder likes to go a little zone here on the out of bounds, and they've had success. Again, success right off the bat.
Cause denying D'Angelo at the rim again. Boy, Mariana Cause, real bouncy, her 2nd block.
In as many possessions.
Redmond gets all the way home, and the Bronx have the lead. Oatka, Missouri will shoot 2 after a solid crossover against Redmond.
I challenge the help defender there to communicate earlier, louder, not tempt Redmond to commit that foul, meaning giving her trust that there is help on the drive.
Natalia Oatka, Missouri misses the first. See Redmond reaching across. Oatka, Missouri have made 3 in every game this year. She's got 8 points now tonight. We are tied at 39.
Entering for Iona's number 35, Noah Gimmard, replacing number 1, Natalia Oatka, Missouri.
Lynch. Redmond, Cause, tough catch inside, around D'Angelo, and will shoot.
John, that takes a lot of strength to be able to pivot through and around multiple defenders, not once but twice, and still be able to get the basketball high off the glass.
First one no good for Mariana Cause. She started 2 games this year, and she's really shown a knack for her ability to share the ball. 4 assists against Virginia, 5 assists in the overtime win against Lehigh. 1 out of 2 on this trip.
Ryder continues to trap.
D'Angelo for 3. Who else but Taylor Langen, her 14th rebound of the game. Fireball, the step back on the baseline is good.
That's a great step back in rhythm. Transition. Ryder's able to beat Iona down the floor, which makes it a lot easier to score against a defense still working to match up.
D'Angelo denied by Cause, but a foul.
Cause got a little greedy there, I think. Already having 2 blocks in this quarter. Looked like D'Angelo was a little off balance. Maybe did not need to be bailed out.
Number 41, Sierra D'Angelo.
Sierra D'Angelo alluded to it before when she first arrived at FDU under Coach Ange Shumiwa that she was a terrific three-point shooter and was not as willing to bang inside, but as her college career has gone on here, she's sort of become more versatile as a post player.
And that adds dimension and adds versatility not only to your individual skills, obviously, but to what your teammates and what your offense can be.
2-time, our second-team All-NEC selection a year ago. And a 3-second violation as Cause was locked in the paint.
That's the 12th turnover now for Ryder.
Gomez, D'Angelo, Yvonne, 9 to shoot. Yvonne, D'Angelo's got to go quick. Spinning against Langen and missed.
Langen did a nice job of just staying straight up. She was called for being a little physical.
Redmond threw that one out of bounds. Turnover for the Bronx. Went off the leg of Cause.
Now that's back-to-back turnovers for Ryder, nursing this 2-point lead in the final 90 seconds. Those are 2 possessions that they may want back.
Gomez working it with Donnelly. Fireball with the takeaway. Inside, Taylor Langen attracts a crowd. Cause all the way down the lane and missed.
They did everything right except find the bottom of the net. Inside out, nice attack by Mariana Cause.
Zaccanini dribbling out the final seconds of the third quarter. Zaccanini sees the clock. Zaccanini's pull-up falls out.
At the end of the third quarter,
Boy, that may be a possession. We look back. That sequence in the final minute here of the third quarter. It's a one-possession game. These games in the MAC tend to play out just like this. 10 minutes to go in Lawrenceville.
At Fulton Bank, we're personally invested in every community we serve, like local decision-making and financial coaching that helped Fernando open his own shop. Fulton Bank, a community bank that's big and small in all the right ways.
When you don't lock your car, you've left an open invitation. Turn your car off, take the key or fob, lock the door. Your stolen car may be used to commit other crimes. So lock it or lose it. Brought to you by the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor.
When progress meets purpose, a moment turns into momentum, and excitement becomes an expectation. Iona University is on the rise. On campus, in the classroom, in the world. This is your opportunity to find your place. This is your place to find your opportunity. To do what you're meant to do. To be what you're meant to be. To go where you're meant to go. Iona University. Learn outside.
We are more than athletes.
We strive to create an environment where student athletes feel comfortable speaking about their mental health struggles.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for teens and young adults ages 10 to 34.
25.5% of adults ages 18 to 24 are having seriously considered suicide this month.
Let's eliminate the stigma where asking for help is a sign of weakness.
Let's talk about it now so we don't regret it later. You are not alone. Call 988 if you are experiencing a mental health crisis.
People always say, just be yourself. But who is that anyway? Were you yourself when you were born? Or do you grow into it? There's only one way to find out. Try everything. Make mistakes. Come back stronger. Free to become exactly the person you were meant to be. Rider University. Free to roam.
Time now to answer our trivia question today. It was Iona back in 2016, the last school to win both the men's and women's basketball championships in the same year. Last time it wasn't Iona, back in 2003, Manhattan, both on the men's and women's side, winning the MAC basketball championships that year. It's such a rare feat, and boy, what a banner year it was in New Rochelle this past spring. Of course, Rick Pitino leaving on the men's side, now the head coach at St. John's. Billy Chambers on the women's side, hired at Xavier. Fireball for three, halfway down and out. Zach Ganini tracks down a floorboard for the Gales, who are shooting 30% tonight. Iona's generally taking care of the ball tonight, Marn. Just 8 turnovers.
That was one of the keys that Coach Ange was talking to us about earlier today, as Langdon's called for body contact on Sierra D'Angelo. But Coach Shumiwa was sharing with us the importance of valuing each possession, certainly valuing this possession, but taking care of the ball, especially when things aren't going their way, not rushing, not pushing, not forcing.
Chance for a three-point play for Sierra D'Angelo, leading scorer on the season for Iona, and she missed. D'Angelo's at 12 and 6 rebounds tonight, averaging 11.5 this year. Redmond working with Kaylin DeVinny. Lynch, the extra pass, fireball for three. Cleared by Judith Gomez. And Gomez has a clean look in transition. Rebounded by Molly Lynch for the Bronx.
Again, good decision here by Sinai Redmond to slow up what she wanted to be transition offense.
Lynch, the pull-up. Offensive rebound, DeVinny, and she missed the follow. Tough night for Kayla DeVinny continues. Yet to get into the scoring column tonight. Riders' third leading scorer on the year. Givon for three. Yes!
That's a gamble that did not pay off for Molly Lynch. She went in to eat the dribble by the post player.
Langen couldn't save it in bounds. Frustrating possession offensively for the Bronx.
I think Taylor Langdon was frustrated in feeling that she got pushed. There was some physicality when she was on offense, similar to what she's been called for playing post defense.
Lynch comes up with the steal for the Bronx. Fireball to the goal after her own miss and lays it in.
Fireball.
18 points now for Michaela Fireball. D'Angelo gets all the way home.
Impressive body control by the fifth-year senior in Angelo, avoiding contact by the help defender.
Eight to shoot. The target was Davini, and D'Angelo knocks it out of play.
In the game for the Bronx, number 11, Mariona Cause.
And here comes Cause for Davini.
You can see Davini's frustrated, not having this success, really hasn't found her rhythm yet.
Five on the shot clock in the hands of Taylor Langen. And she gets the roll.
Why not, John? Why not?
37 of the 46 points for Ryder have been scored by Taylor Langen and Michaela Fireball. D'Angelo against Cause and will shoot. It's going to go on Mariana Cause, hunting another blocked shot, and that's her second personal. Cause credited with 4 blocked shots in this game.
Jessica Schiffer replacing Snar Redmond and Molly Lynch. The line for Iona shooting 2. Number 41, Sierra D'Angelo. 2 shots.
2 shots here for D'Angelo, who's a 65% foul shooter for the year.
No surprise, John, that Sierra D'Angelo has been carrying the squad for the Gales. Has the experience, understands what the coaching staff wants. Just brings a nice, calming presence about her when she's on the floor.
The target was Fireball. Gomez has the takeaway. D'Angelo. Givone with the right spot at the right time, but couldn't finish. Langen for 3. Cleared by Gomez. Zaccanini, the pull-up. Got it! Timeout, Lynn Milligan.
Zaccanini.
As Maya Zaccanini comes up with a big hoop for Iona. This game slowing down. It will come down to defense and execution. 5:12 to go. It's a 4-point lead for Iona. All the Rider Broncs getting big games from Taylor Langen and Michaela Fireball tonight. 19 and 16 rebounds for Langen, matching a season high, we should note, for Taylor Langen. The career high is 17, set a year ago playing at Division II Millersville University under current Rider assistant Sheree Hall.
Rider and Langdon have found success getting Taylor Langdon the basketball in that mid-post. The last number of possessions, they've shied away. I'd like to see them find her on the low block here.
The face-up and fire. Taylor Langen continues her big night, 21 points.
She may or may not know who Jack Sigma is, but I know.
I was going to say, you use the Sigma spot?
Absolutely.
That's a spot that even got over my head.
I was a fan.
D'Angelo around Cause. Has that one spill off the rim. Jessica Schiffer has been quiet tonight. Only 2 shot attempts for her. Sanaa Redmond missed inside. Zaccanini may have gotten a piece of that.
For Iona, Sierra D'Angelo has been effective on the low block as well. Whether it's been Cause as her defender, Langdon.
7 to shoot. Oborolova, the quick trigger, and missed it all. Fireball. That is for 2, and we are tied at 50.
Fireball.
Those 2 upperclassmen have really put this Rider team on their backs. Obviously scoring points, but really playing with composure.
Foul here by Schiffer.
Rider foul on 55, Jessica Schiffer. That's her first personal.
First personal on Schiffer and the 3rd team foul against the Broncs. Timeout on the floor with 3:17 to go in Lawrenceville. We are tied at 50. Well, big night for Riders. Michaela Fireball tonight. You know, Maren coming into this one, just 1 of 22 from 3 over her last 5 games. 4 makes for her tonight. She's got 20.
This is her second 20-point game of the season. Like you said, hadn't been shooting the basketball well. Clearly over break, has spent a lot of time in the gym, found her rhythm. More importantly, probably found her confidence.
Oatka, Missouri, and Iona out of the timeout. Iona's got 15 from Sierra D'Angelo. She's the target here with 3 on the timer. Redmond comes up with it. And then is tied up on the floor, but the shot clock expired. So the question is, Redmond gained possession while on the floor. That seems to be what the official is communicating now.
Possession remains with Iona.
Yes, they're going to say, what the referee here is motioning that Redmond possessed control, and then the jump ball happened, hence a new 30 for Iona.
Oborolova, no. 17th rebound for Langen. That matches a career high. Bronx with a chance to take the lead under 3 minutes to go.
This is execution time. This is getting Taylor Langdon or Michaela Fireball the basketball.
Langen on the baseline against D'Angelo. Oh, she got it! 23 for Langen. Timeout, Iona. Boy, Taylor Langen, she's got her pet spots on the floor. She found one there at the end of the shot clock. Her 10th field goal tonight.
Iona called the timeout so that they could handle Riders' press and then get the shot that they are looking for. And this is what the adversity that Coach Ange was talking to us about. How do they handle things? How do they handle themselves when things are not going well? It's not going well. The clock's winding down and they're down. How do they handle themselves? This timeout is to calm the nerves and get a specific play in for, I'm guessing, Sierra and D'Angelo.
And the Bronx, interestingly enough, have gone with Mariana Cause pretty much as the 5 in this game. And she's responded with 4 blocked shots and 3 rebounds. Oborolova did not catch it cleanly. Critical turnover, the 11th of the game for the Gales. Comes with 2:15 to go.
Ryder does not want to play slow, but they do want to use the clock and get a quality shot in under 10 seconds.
Fireball's got a clean look. A huge 3 for the Bronx.
Quality shot. Quality shot by Fireball, who is literally on fire.
It's go time for the Gales. D'Angelo. One-on-one with Cause. Turns in the lane and missed. It's a new career high for Taylor Langen, her 18th rebound. So now Redmond all the way home and missed. Certainly questioned decision-making on that shot, partner.
Might be at the same time. It was a wide-open right-handed drive. If she would have made it, we'd be wanting her autograph.
Oatka, Missouri. Shot clock down to 12. Oatka, Missouri, the drive and kick, and Gomez couldn't keep it in.
When you drive that far into the paint, you have to have a plan.
It's into Redmond, who's doubled immediately. Lynch and Langen able to break the full court pressure for the Bronx. Smart decision by Fireball to settle it. And the calls for a foul coming from Iona's sideline. That's just the first team foul with 51.7 remaining.
Iona foul number 6, Judith Gomez.
Really smart decision by Michaela Firebaugh to hold the basketball. Time is on their side. Now, inbounding the basketball becomes crucial and critical for Ryder. As you know, Iona's going for every steal and immediately fouling.
And the calls again coming from the sideline as Gomez picks up the foul.
You can see Coach Ange over there saying, quicker, quicker. That was 3 seconds that we could use.
Team second of the quarter.
And there's even enough time here that you may consider doubling than trying for a steal before an immediate foul.
Yes, go for the steal, but then get yourself in a position.
Redmond dribbling away critical seconds as Fajardo gives this one her third.
To Coach Ange and the Iona Gales staff, these are the moments that these younger players need. They need to be in this situation, learn on the fly.
Foul by Gomez. That is her fourth personal.
Gomez, that's her fourth personal. Team's fourth of the quarter.
It's into Sanaa Redmond. You see Gomez not able to come and give the foul, so critical seconds tick away as Fajardo gives the foul, and that is her fourth. And it puts one of Ryder's best free throw shooters on the line at 76%. It's Michaela Firebaugh with a chance to make it a 7-point game.
To the line for the box, number 24, Michaela Firebaugh. Shoot it!
That is 8 straight points for the Bronx since the 3:46 mark in the fourth quarter. Make it 9 in a row. Timeout Iona with 37.2 remaining. Well, a couple of critical possessions for Iona offensively, not going their way. And, you know, we were talking about this earlier tonight about how there are so many young players in Iona's program, but you got a couple of veterans out there in Fajardo and D'Angelo and Gomez, and you'd expect a team that could execute a little bit better in a spot like this.
And that's what this timeout is about. It's getting those veteran players, the people who have been in the situation, to handle the basketball. Obviously, others have to be out there to set screens, to be decoys, to be offensive rebounders. Their role is equally as important, but I expect the basketball to go inside to D'Angelo yet again.
Well, is there enough time at this point? Are there enough possessions remaining for Iona?
The way that the basketball game's been played, there could be a three-point play with a foul, but certainly something to consider.
See the upcoming schedule for the Bronx. Out to Marist on Saturday. And then our next presentation that game is actually this coming Thursday at Marist. And then next Saturday we are here against Canisius.
We've got a little fan who wants in on the action too. Love seeing the kids in the gym.
Gomez to put it in. It's into Fajardo. Hammer screen. Givone for three. Cause wins the battle for the rebound and is fouled with 30.1 remaining.
I like the play call. I like the play call. Feet are set, using the screen.
It's a good look for a good three-point shooter in Noah Givone.
To the line for the Bronx, number 11, Mariota Cause. Shoot it!
Cause with a chance to put this one away for the Bronx. Cause tonight, one of 4 Bronx to score in the game. Cause, Redmond, Langen, and Firebaugh have accounted for every Bronc point tonight.
And
11 straight for the Broncs.
And those two guards, those upperclassmen guards for the Broncs have carried the way.
Well, timeout taken once again by Iona. Their final one. You see what's coming up for the Gales. Saturday at home against Marist, and then that's a tough trip to Connecticut. It has long been one of the tougher back-to-backs that exist on the women's side in the league at Fairfield and Quinnipiac. And, you know, Maren, we're going to be looking at the standings in about 3-4 weeks from now and probably looking at those two programs in the top four, Fairfield and Quinnipiac.
Two different coaches, meaning Trish Fabry has been at Quinnipiac, has established a program. People know what they're going to get when they go up there. Now, Fairfield has definitely had success, but Carly Thibault-Dudanis in her second year at Fairfield still throwing new wrinkles into what you can expect from this version of the Fairfield Stags. But you are absolutely right. I don't envy the teams in the league that have to do that every weekend.
I mean, you know, even going back over the years when it was Joe Frager at Fairfield, I mean, they were never easy to play against. Great catch inside by D'Angelo, who's blocked by Cause and sticks to it. First points for Iona since the 5:14 mark when Zaccanini had a jumper. Timeout taken by the Broncs.
And going back to that last Zaccanini jumper, which was over 4.5 minutes ago, at that point, that was a great shot. That was a momentum-building shot. Credit Ryder to be to shutting that down and going on a run of their own with the basketball in Firebaugh and Langdon's hands primarily.
Well, you know, we're going to look back at this one, Maren, and you're just going to marvel at some of the performances that the Broncs got in this game. I mean, Taylor Langen and Michaela Firebaugh are both going to end up at right around 39 minutes played in this game.
And talk about productivity and efficiency. Maybe that's the key word. Taylor Langdon shooting over 50%. Firebaugh slightly under, but right there. So they're taking good shots. And they're being efficient. You can look at it and say, hey, outside of 11 points, nobody else scored for this squad. Or you can flip it around and say, we are feeding the hot hand. We are feeding the players who are getting it done for us. And that's an unselfish play in another capacity.
Well, quick check at the table from the officiating crew. Another situation where Iona's going to foul quickly. Langen is fouled by Oborolova. That is her fourth personal. Langen with a chance to add to her career day. 23 points, 18 rebounds. Of course, the season high 31 points for Taylor Langen. Set last Saturday at Lehigh, the Max reigning player of the week.
Something tells me, John, she might be carrying that for back-to-back weeks, perhaps.
Well, Langen certainly putting her name in the conversation of most impactful first-year players in the MAC, fourth in the league in points per game and rebounds per game. Entering play tonight, a couple of free throws to send it back to a 9-point game. No timeouts left for Iona as Fajardo rushes it into the front court and makes a baseline jumper for two. Last timeout for Lynn Milligan comes with 16.3 remaining.
This timeout is called by Ryder to advance the basketball so they have more space. You don't want to inbound the basketball with still 16 on the clock, right underneath your opponent's hoop, giving them the opportunity to get a steal, quick basket, and now you're in a very different basketball game. So this timeout is called strictly to advance the ball to give yourself a little more space.
Well, the Bronx winning the battle slightly here on the glass tonight. 40 rebounds to 38 for Iona. Generally taking care of the basketball tonight, Martin. You talked about how one of the keys to the win at Lehigh was limiting turnovers. Only 15 in that game, 16 tonight. Sure, maybe one or two more than Rider head coach Lynn Milligan and her staff want, but it's giving them a chance to win.
There's always more turnovers than a coach wants, John.
That's fair.
I mean, most coaches would be happy, would be ecstatic, would want two. So there's always more than you want. But point taken, valuing the basketball, especially down the stretch.
Lynch in a bit of trouble. Zaccanini comes up with the steal. Ahead to Fajardo, and she's fouled by Cause.
Not ideal, John. Not ideal. And Lynn Milligan wants to pull her hair out right now, literally. But had that happened directly underneath the hoop, had Molly Lynch not been able to get the basketball inbounds to a teammate directly underneath the hoop, there'd still be 14 seconds on the clock.
First free throw good for Ella Fajardo.
Now, John, it's important to note there are no timeouts for anybody.
It's back to 5. Lynch gets it into Firebaugh, who is fouled by Zaccanini.
Iona foul number 14, Maya Zaccanini. That's her first personal. The team is over the limit.
The conversation often arises in situations like that. Does the inbounder sprint out of bounds and get the ball in as fast as possible? Or after a foul shot, after a made basket, do you let your teammates get into your press break and the inbounder be the last person to get into place so that your teammates are in the right places? That's always a conversation.
What's your take on it? As Firebaugh splits the pair. Givone for 3. Redmond comes up with it. And Givone commits a foul, and that'll do it.
Iona foul number 35, Noah Givon. That's her second personal. The team is
to answer your question there, John, if you can get the ball out of the net unimpeded, meaning immediately, yes, get the basketball in quick. But when they're trying to press and there's somebody standing in your face, if you can't get there immediately, relax, calm down, let your teammates set up.
Well, the Bronx had made 7 straight free throws to start the fourth quarter until the last miss by Firebaugh and this miss from Redmond. But when it's all said and done, it is the first MAC win of the season for Rider. Career win number 201 for head coach Lynn Milligan. It's a 63-56 final at the Zoo. Bronx get 51 of their 63 points tonight from Taylor Langan and Michaela Firebaugh, as Iona drops a third straight game. Sierra D'Angelo, 17 points and 8 rebounds to lead the way. Natalia Otka, Missouri, adds 8. And Ella Fajardo has 7 as Iona shoots 11 of 29 after halftime. As we take a look at some final statistics here tonight, we were talking about it at halftime that Iona needed to shoot the ball a little bit better from three-point range to come away with a win. They were 1 for 12 in the first half. They finished 4 out of 23 tonight, hence the 17%. And, well, that's a pretty good three-point shooting team in the first place. They shoot 36%. To figure out how it all went down tonight, our own Maren Walseth is with Rider head coach Lynn Milligan.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Starting 2024 with the win.
We'll take it.
How does it feel?
We'll take it. You know what? We've had a really good 10 days. And this was just another step. I mean, obviously there's a lot of things that we've got to correct. There's a lot of things that we've got to keep working on. We'd like to make things interesting. But I thought our defense held strong again today, which is a big thing for us. Michaela made some shots. Taylor did what Taylor does. So there's a lot of good out there.
Talk about those two guards. Yeah. Taylor Langdon, second, back-to-back, double-double, career high, 18 rebounds. Michaela Fireball gets back into the 20 points, season high.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret that those two have to play well for us to do what we want to do. We've got to get everybody else around them doing what they do. But I was really proud of the work that they put in. Taylor's been working hard. Mick has been in the gym every day. It was only a matter of time before she got her stroke back, and it'll stay back now.
Talk to us about the last 5 minutes of the game. Great execution. Didn't turn the ball over. Valued the possessions.
Yeah, a little different than the last 5 minutes of the first half, right? I mean, we work on end-of-game offense a lot in practice, and it's about making sure that we know what we're running, we know why we're running it, we know where we want to get the right people, and that you do your job. If your job is to stay in the corner, then do that the best. And I thought we did a really good job of that today. Yeah,
absolutely. Congratulations.
Thanks, Lauren. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Victorious today. Iona will travel home on Saturday and play against Marist, while the Bronx will head to Marist 1 week from tonight. So, for my broadcast partner, Maren Walseth, this is John Moses saying good evening from Alumni Gymnasium, where Ryder is a winner, 63-56 over Iona. All games are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.